my god, he's pushing the buttons in the right order. Oh wait, we're missing somebody. It's okay, it's fine.
We realized right before we started the show right now that...
Wow, he actually almost made it on
you're
time.
only like 6 seconds behind the intro.
There you go.
We forgot the red Solo cups because nothing says classy like whiskey out of a red Solo cup.
And our new studio has stairs, which is like the worst enemy of all.
Worst enemy or advantage for filling in the circles on the watch.
True. That's a good point. You get your steps in.
Yeah.
No, the funny thing is I used to work out at that gym next door, and part of their cardio was, okay, do the stairs 20 times. Not even kidding.
Yeah.
And it's
Makes
like,
sense.
It reminds me of The Office, like when Stanley was like, I worked here for 17 years, now they got me climbing Stair Mountain.
Yeah, seriously.
I have referred to that as Stair Mountain more than once already.
Stair Mountain.
I know. I feel like I'm going to have to crank that AC even more for this room. Like, you are out of breath, sir, aren't you? Do you hear? Let me bring your mic down. Go ahead and huff and puff as you need to. I brought your mic down for a minute. Are you good? Get it. Wait, hold on. We can do this in close up. There you go.
Oh my god.
I didn't even show Nick that I set these up.
Oh no.
It's just full on like, here, look at asthma.
No.
And there's Phil's.
Yeah, wait, hold on, wait. Okay, I'm prepared. Here, Nick, in case you
Oh my.
you need it.
I got one too. It's in the car though.
Yeah. See, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Why would you not have your emergency inhaler on you? Well, you know, emergencies only happen to Nick in the car, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who's expecting an emergency?
You have to expect the unexpected.
Welcome back, everyone, to the RTFM show. It's funny. We tend to work in 1 year increments, don't we? We go for a year, and then we go off for
Yeah.
a year. We go for a year, we go off for a year. Let me tell you, I spent a crap ton of money to build this room. I'm going to use the crap out of it.
But it looks amazing.
It's not even fully done yet. Look, I got the Commodore 64 there. I put it up there.
Nice.
With the PlayStation 5 controller next to it, because I was like, you know what? That seems...
It seems on brand.
There's probably more compute power in that
There's
controller.
probably 100 times more compute power in that controller than there is in the Commodore.
In the whole Commodore 64.
But you know what? The Commodore 64 has more games.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Like
wrong.
there's no Top Gun. You can't play Top Gun on the PS5.
So we didn't outline the show too much today. Like we normally have outlines of stuff, sort of loosely. But I just figured we'd just kind of talk about the studio upgrade, what the future means for us. I kind of wanted to talk about some of the CPU stuff now that 9800 X3D specs are all out and all that.
Specs though, don't accidentally.
Oh, I won't accidentally oopsie some data. But I already said, look, I didn't say it by name. I said Schmindy 800 Schmex 3D. That's a totally different CPU, okay? Well, we got to get this started right, though. Do I want my Dalmor or do I want some Glyph? I'm going with the Glyph Spice. That was actually really good.
And we didn't even like.
Wait. Oh, this has been capped for a year. Wait.
That's it.
Most disappointing. Like. There it
you
is.
go.
Nice.
I always pour for the homies first. Boop.
Thank you.
I shot a little bit.
A little.
2 shots of whiskey.
Stop. I've been dealing with like sensitive stomach weirdness, so
Yeah. Like I said, 2 shots of whiskey.
I know. I don't think I've had, actually. I legit don't think I've had alcohol in like over a month, so this will be funny. The
Dang.
show
Well,
might end up being interesting.
Can you reach or should we should come this way, Nick?
Cheers.
To the return of the RTFM show
I love how like
for at least a month.
this is so. This matches the classiness of literally the rest of the room.
Hey, I think it looks nice in here. I went.
No, I know that's what I'm saying, but it's funny that we're on the Red Solo Cup party.
I put a lot of effort into this room. Ikea in chat says he wants some. Oh, also too, important note, the Discord, discord.gg/JayzTwoCents. There is 2 new subreddit.
RTFM and FTFA.
Yeah, so okay, so why don't you go ahead and tell them what the 2 channels are intended for?
Well, FTFA is for sending us questions or, yeah, well, basically we could go through it. We'll pick questions that stick out to us. And then
And FTFA stands for?
From the freaking obvious.
Audience.
From
the freaking obvious.
From the
My bad. My brain's not brainy. But anyways, yeah, from the freaking audience. I can't even do it. And then RTFM's just general shenanigans for RTFM.
dude, I forgot how good Scotch is. Or
Yum,
whiskey.
yum, yum. Down the belly goes.
Bill's mic has a bit of reverb. No, I'm just loud and coming through his mic. What? Wait, Nick, say that again.
What?
What?
Oh no.
Yeah, Jay found the new features in the podcast.
I found out on this. I can add effects to specific microphones, like Phil.
You gotta go with the button so that they can hear the voice changing. Okay, then.
Wait,
and then mine's just like, so I went into the witness protection program.
is there auto tune? Could I be T-Pain for the whole podcast?
Oh my goodness.
That would be hilarious, though.
Right?
And then you turn it off, and it's just like, let me buy a drink.
So
I'm gonna have right now.
So I wanted to talk about the new studio a little bit. I know the audience is probably really fatigued about hearing about our new studio, but you gotta understand, this is like the biggest investment I've ever made into this at all.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it. Like, it's for me and us, to be honest. It's not so much for the audience, with the exception of the fact that it allows us to be more creatively free.
Yeah.
Because we have yet to even set up that front room.
I know.
Right? Because we've been having to like work and make content at the same time. So the content's been about the work.
But I mean, like even just something as simple as like I've been doing a lot of the testing and in preparation for the stuff coming up, and just to have enough room that I can literally just be like, okay, we got like 10 minutes of downtime. I'll run a few more tests or whatever in the middle of it.
Yeah,
and it doesn't like stop. It doesn't like stop filming.
It's always up and running and ready to go.
Yeah.
It's not out in the middle of the room like it was before.
Yeah, I don't have to like lug the test bench over to something and then like hook up a keyboard and blah blah blah. It's already it's been actually like super nice. It's one of those things that like I didn't think would be as cool as it was, but yeah.
I've already used the Dirty Shop a couple times to make the bracket modifications to make this mount to the table.
Yeah, you should have seen what he was using as a like a cutting table.
Okay, so I don't have the workbench ready yet. I was using a cardboard box and a trash can.
Oh, dude, that's totally safe.
Dude, he like went to put down the saw.
The safety first sign was in full view of this setup, by the way.
He went to put down the saw and he just put it down on like the
cardboard
of a box,
flap.
and then it just fell straight to the ground. He's like, "Oh, that's not a surface."
That's not a solid surface.
Yeah.
So what I did was I had the trash can and then the cardboard boxes, and it was empty in the middle, right? So I cut right down the middle, and of course it was like and fell down because of course I cut across the middle.
I still love that like we were looking for something exactly 13 inches to prop these slat walls up.
That video's not up yet.
Oh yeah,
that's not up yet.
You guys should watch that video because the object we found is.
Let's just say I used a keyboard as a hammer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This one.
Yeah,
this specific one.
This exact Corsair keyboard.
We jumped out a window.
Ironically, the mouse is the one that keeps disconnecting.
No, it's a different mouse now.
No, this is the one that keeps like it loses polling or something, so the cursor will be moving
because it's an extreme gamer mouse.
Oh, it's a 502, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It hiccups for like. You okay with it? Did you inhale your
my gamer voice?
Oh wait. Oh crap! Wrong button. Wait, there you go.
My gamer voice.
No, but the gaming mice are a lot more sensitive to distance than the
Yeah, but it's
regular
right
mice.
there. I know it's a big slab of wood, but still.
Well, there's a big slab of wood and a Podcaster Pro 2 in the way because it's.
So it's not doing it now. But to be fair, I don't have the Logitech software or anything installed on here. I'm not too worried about it. I just wanted it to work. But yeah, no. So I had to use some very conventional methods to install these slats.
Somebody says there's a little bit of noise from Jay's microphone. That's so mean. That's just Jay.
Oh.
No, wait. We've been dealing with. Wait, what? What?
Oh, you just. I see. I see where this is going.
Nick's voice is so monotone that even the voice changer doesn't change it.
I know. It doesn't really change at all. Okay, so.
Somebody said ignore NDA. No.
I would like to be a part of the next NDA.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, there's got to be at least 2 more X3Ds coming. Okay. We're not in the CPU section yet, but I do want to talk about some predictions and stuff for AMD coming out. But I want to get through the discussion so far about the new place. So this room turned out almost exactly as I wanted it to. I'm kind of wishing now I had done a separate zone AC in here so it has its own. The cool thing is about the way I did the mini splits, though, I could actually just run another line set in here and have its own zone control.
And because we're not dealing with like the HVAC style stuff like it was before,
it's not
like,
loud. And
yeah, you could run it like mid episode instead of
well because you have fan speed control, you know. So it's like if you wanted to make up
What
for
a concept! It's amazing.
Wow.
well, that's what Phil was. You were saying that in Japan, it's real obvious. It's common to find these mini splits all over the place.
Yeah, it was almost always like, and the last time I was in Japan was like almost 10 years ago. So it was. I was telling Jay how trippy it was that it's almost like, oh, hey, the mini splits finally caught on over here in the West, because like, yeah, that's almost all the units that they were using, and it makes sense because it's so much easier to run the coolant lines than
Just the
it
whole
is to
unit.
run
Yeah,
the big air ducts.
Well, because you only need 18. So what they were saying, the HVAC guy was saying, you only need 18 inches between the drop ceiling and any space above it, right? But
Yeah.
running ducting obviously takes up a lot of space, especially the longer the run, because you need a bigger feed at the beginning of it, and it tapers down.
I guess that would make sense that it would be that much more popular in Asia, because buildings there are generally just more tightly built.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been in an Asian in like a standard Asian-sized elevator.
Yep.
It's hilariously smaller than you would expect.
Oh, yeah.
If you grow up in the U.S.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, it's like ordering a large
Phil-
drink and,
or
then getting a small.
Nick and I were in Taiwan
Our
at a
first
hotel.
time there.
We were, and it's funny because we were both waiting for the elevator, and the door opened, and there was like 4 or 5 people already in there, and they looked at Nick and I, and they were like,
Yeah.
they just shook their head no, like no, you can't get on.
Capacity is like 5.
Yeah.
And then and then I got on the next elevator and went down below you.
Yeah.
And then it took you a while to come down, but I did hear the beeping like through the ceiling because you said you got
fat-shamed.
you said you got on the elevator and it started screaming at you.
Yeah, and then when it closed the doors, I'm like, wait, what's wrong with it? And then like,
This is error American detective.
I'll just get off, and then I'll take the stairs.
So
It
mean.
was only like a 4-story hotel that we were in. But, we went through all this to not go down 4 flight of stairs.
From what I was explained to when I was in Japan, it's more of like you're expected to take the stairs by default, and like the elevator is like more for like disabled people or elderly and that sort of stuff. But you know, we're American. We're so used to just taking the elevator by default, and then like even if it's stairs, the stairs are escalating. It's like when you talk about physically walk up some stairs, jeez. So yeah,
Escalating like the Segway. Did this sponsor? No, I'm just kidding. we have no sponsors for the show yet. At some point, sponsors are going to have to be a part of the show.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had.
I need to find a way to pay for all this crap outside of the normal means. But what you guys can do, which you should see below the video, I actually want to point out some of our new gaming mat stuff. So if you look, we have 5 styles of gaming mat now, not just the one we used to have. So we have the original OG mat, as you can see, like in the center of the picture there, in the center top. We have the clean style, which is the bottom right, which kind of takes out sort of all of the middle junk. We have the stealth style, which is the bottom left, which is just gray on black, which is actually our #1 seller now, the gray on black.
No, sorry. Somebody said Nick and Phil are mini split employees. It's like, no, that makes sense.
You guys are E-threads, E-cores. The top left there is our more of a retro one like we've had for a while, and then the top right I'm kind of excited for. That's our more like vaporwave 80s kind of style, if you will. I'm an 80s kid. I keep leaning into that. Actually, most people have really commented that they like that top right style.
Yeah, I need to get one.
I need to get more in here.
Yeah.
Of that. I still need to take one home because it matches my home aesthetic.
I wanted to take one home
Same.
too.
Okay, I'll get more of the retros. Okay.
Did we already get rid of them?
No, I think we only have 2 left.
Somebody said we should get a whiskey sponsor. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, Cliff.
No,
that would imply we need like a food sponsor.
Dalmore.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
Glenn Morangi, where are you?
Sponsor
boy.
perks. He gets like a bottle of the 75-year-old.
That's
whatever.
actually what's like heavily changed since the show stopped in September. September 29th, 23 was our last show, by the way. So it's been over a year.
Yeah, it's almost, you're right. Like every time we take a break, it's like almost exactly a year of a break.
Yeah. But I've really gotten into Scotch. Like I've just really been enjoying Highland Scotch anyway. So no, back to the studio. But we have sections like that front office still doesn't have anything in there except a table frame.
Oh, well, it has the other sim rig too right now because I had to.
I was wondering where it was after you carried the other one upstairs and put it together.
He was just like, you know what? I'll do this later.
The funny thing about that is I was going, maybe I'm not going to use that room for what I initially wanted to. Maybe I'll make this the simulator room. And I was like, we'll put both sims in there. But you had already carried everything upstairs for that one.
Yeah.
So I was like, should I do that to Nick or should I just let it be?
I mean,
No, you
I
gotta
could
let it
do
be, and then you build a flight simulator in the simulator room.
Would there not be room for 3 frames in that room?
We won't know till we try.
Oh. The problem is if it doesn't fit or whatever, it becomes my problem to make it fit somewhere.
Dude, 3-way DCS dogfight would be so sick though in the same room. Somehow.
Why? So I can flip upside down and bomb myself.
Bomb yourself with the A10.
Juggle a bomb between your wings.
Yeah. But we haven't even got that front room used yet. Like we haven't even set that up. And so the idea of that room, I've already said this on camera, but I want it to look like the old talking head set.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to do the EVGA fan wall in there or if I want to maybe build a tribute to it in here. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm a little conflicted on how I want to do that design. And then
the old
the shrine.
Yeah.
The EVGA shrine. Yeah. And then I was thinking the 180 reverse of that room could be the more streamy setup review type stuff where keyboards, mice, monitors, all that kind of stuff would have just a natural setup to always be ready to go. Could just be the 180 of that room. Because the problem is, remember, the talking head set last time also doubled as where the test benches were.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really be doing test bench testing and filming at the same time, which is what you were talking about.
Yep.
The way I've described this before is in the past we had 2 flex spaces. So I either had the shop destroyed because of something I was in the middle of working on, one of my 1-year-long builds or something, which also doubled as storage on that side too. So if that was being occupied by a mess, we couldn't use it.
Yeah.
Then we'd move into the talking headset. But if that headset was being used for something and we had simultaneous launches coming up, we couldn't do testing at the same time something was being filmed.
It's like we had 8 gigs of RAM and now we have like 32.
No, I felt like
it feels like
I felt like we had a 4 gig stick on single channel.
Jeez,
is what it felt like before.
With Photoshop and After Effects open.
Now I feel like we're on like Threadripper with quad channel and ECC RAM and no, it's us. It'll never be registered. It is definitely
what's error correction?
No. So I think we can all agree the one thing we're not fans of this place is the stairs. How many times have we gone down the stairs and we're like, dang it. Like I did it before the show. I was like, I want my water bottle, but it's downstairs and the water cooler's upstairs.
And then we heard you going, I'm just going to buy another water cooler way downstairs.
Did you hear what I was yelling down to do? No. I was like, just slap a Brita filter on the DI thing and then just drink that. Drink straight out of the tap.
Just get a fridge with a water line and keep it.
Yeah. No, but I'll make it like youth height water fountain. So it's fine for you, but Nick and I have to like bend down to drink from it.
As long as it makes the noise and it hits cold, like
I was gonna say the rallier the drinking fountain was, the more ice cold the water was. It was always the best.
Because you would hear that refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's like it's all coming out like it's like chilling the steel.
Yeah, that was gonna be good water.
So when's the warehouse gonna be ready for me to put my gym in there, dude?
There's a gym in there already.
No. The stuff I want to pick up and move around, not that
not
stuff.
The stuff you are obligated to pick up and move around.
Well, there's a couple of answers, but it's going there slowly.
You know what? Just pick an answer. I'm just curious as to what it is.
When we get to it, we'll get to it.
That's not an answer.
That's the answer.
Yes,
That's the answer I give my kid when she's like, "When are we going to redo my room?" I'm like, "When we get to it." And then she hangs up on me.
Yes.
Oh man, kids.
That was so funny.
Who the hell do they think they are?
She hung up on him and he was just like, I think because she knows that I don't have time right now because I'm setting up the show. That's why she hung up on me.
But when I say to you, I was like, this is not. Wait, no, here we go. You ready? I was like, this. Wait.
This is not over.
Oh my God.
I almost dropped my cup.
Jeez. First party foul in the room.
Okay, Nick, what are you most excited for with this new place versus the old place? So you've been around since the bedroom, the garage, the retail space.
Yeah.
The one that everyone's like, you're with Austin Evans, because that's the same exact backdrop. The old studio and now this studio.
We actually have room.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Whiskey down to the wrong pipe.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah, he done.
Hi.
Hold on, brain.
I love podcasting.
I like how we actually have room for just to keep the stuff separate now. So like you said, now we could benchmark and make a video at the same time, or there's an actual space for me when I get to it, cleaning up the 3D printer area.
Oh, Nick, look, now that our desks kind of sort of face each other, I can do this.
Oh.
Your hand was off frame. He circle gamed him. He circle gamed.
No.
First one in the new studio.
Where's the Nerf guns?
We need to get the Orby shooters.
Dude, that would be such a mess.
That would be such a mess.
It'll be all in the slats and everything.
Let's compromise at like the Nerf rivals.
No. Or battles in the alley. Like we wanted to get those freaking what were those like scooters we wanted?
Oh, the Razor Crazy
the
Carts.
Razor Crazy
Oh,
Carts.
crazy cards. Oh my god.
I still think we should get ourselves like those 40-mile-an-hour scooters and have races in the alley, and then first person to go to the ER loses.
Well,
you don't win the game; you just lose the game.
you just lose the limb.
Yeah.
if it's a drift cart, I'm kind of down. Otherwise, if it's the fast scooters, then we're just doing time attack.
Okay, I'm going to ask both of you now. The question that has been on everyone's mind: how is the shared office?
It's cool.
It literally just feels like the same as before.
Yeah.
But instead of him being here, he's now here.
Yeah.
So it's like if anything, it's just like slightly more neck bending to show each other memes to laugh at.
I feel like your desk.
Honestly, it kind of sucks that you're not in there because when I have to
No, it
show
doesn't.
when I have to show Jay a meme, I have to like physically get up.
Or you just send it to me on the phone.
Just send it on the phone.
Yeah, we were joking like we need to have a Slack, but
Yes, we need a Slack server, but it has a
Slack
meme
server's
channel.
Only just me.
We already do that in our
just
iMessage
a regular the traditional 3-person iMessage
Yeah.
group.
Ironically, though, to be honest, I don't spend a lot of time on my computer. You guys have noticed. I'm
What
not
are you doing in there? Oh.
No, like I'm not in my office very often.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Relatable.
to put a video live or to make thumbnails
Yeah, you're right.
or to maybe answer some emails and stuff. But I would say I probably spend 10% of my day or less in my office.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm obviously the one that uses their work computer the most because otherwise none of this would happen if I didn't use the work computer.
Yeah.
And then Nick's kind of like 50-50 back and forth between.
I feel like your desk is always in stand-up mode.
It varies.
I
In
feel
the
like
morning, I start sitting.
I feel like every time I go by, it's in the like right now it's in the stand mode.
Yeah, because usually whenever I see him, he's like coming up to check something on the computer, but he was like already working on his feet, like in the warehouse or something.
Yeah.
And then I just hear, and then he's back out.
I'm realizing now I definitely should order sooner than later the low profile mics because all I see is an arm and Phil's left eyeball.
I know.
When I look at Phil.
I know, and I was trying to adjust this one, but then it has the stupid mandatory bend right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that it doesn't flip the other direction because then we could have just had to go down and up. But whatever. These are small. Like these were fine when we had the bigger table, but
It's honestly the only gripe we have about these frameworks, GatorWorks, whatever.
the GatorWorks
Power
arms
Raid
are awesome. You can
in
move them all
retrograde.
around. Look, and like there's not a lot of noise with it. Like
Yeah.
the mic's picking up the noise, but
It's
nothing's
just-
transferring through the mic.
It just doesn't move all around to the direction we want it to move.
We should just like hang him down from the ceiling. Just like fishing line it.
And they use like old school mics, so it's like
Yeah.
it looks like
In
one of those old
boxing
radio
ring.
studios.
Someone's saying Phil needs a booster seat. He could raise the seat if he wants.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's in the lowest setting right now, I think.
Is it?
Just your arms are going to hit the table now. You got to lower their arms. Wow.
Oh, oops.
You're like taller than I am now.
This is weird.
That's what I said. The arms are
I feel
gonna
like I'm sitting in a high chair.
Oh, your feet don't touch the floor, though.
Yeah, no, my feet don't touch the floor right now. This is why you see tables and stuff all the time. This is weird.
Yeah, you're pretty much at my eye level right now.
I'm scared.
Are you scared of
I'll
heights?
split the difference. Yeah, I'm scared of heights.
Scared.
That's always been my joke. I'm so scared of heights. I stopped growing at 5'2". It's scary up there. There's like weather.
I mean, yeah,
Jay's head's up there.
but the shared office has been dope. I've like just cracking jokes every now and then. And then, like, when you close the door on us during the vlog, and we discovered we had a coat hanger.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there's a coat
that was
hanger on
most-
every door,
yeah.
even this one.
and a window for me to flip Jay off, which was hilarious.
I like how I put down the blinds one day to see how long they would stay down. I put them down as I left. When I came back the next morning, I think you were here before me, and they were already back up.
Well, because it just feels weird and claustrophobic. It's like, why am I locked in?
At least it's not a full wall there then.
Yeah. I think it's like one of those things where having the window... It's like one of those things where having the window, like, visually makes it feel more open.
Yeah.
So closing the blinds just closes it off.
So
I do. Oh, actually, one thing that I really, really love about the way that our office is oriented now is the monitor glare is non-existent.
Oh, yeah, because you don't have the lights
in
way behind
in our
you.
old studio, it's one of those things that you don't think about until after you've set it up and you're like, crap.
Yeah.
Because my desk, like behind my desk was the long ways on the studio. So every ceiling light all the way to the back was just basically monitor glare city. So now I don't see anything unless like Nick opens like a notepad page that's completely white on his like 50,000-inch Corsair monitor.
Because you were saying house lights off was better for you before. Because you didn't have those far lights over
Basically,
the set.
the top third of my screen was just always glare.
Yeah.
In that old place, and now it's like I have to like I'd have to like angle the screen upwards to get any glare in the new office. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So front room though, what should we do with it?
We're talking about the front room or the small?
The smaller office.
Oh.
Wait, what?
The smaller office up front that we haven't done anything with yet. I'm torn on what I should actually be doing with that space.
VR room.
VR room? No. Okay. We don't do enough with VR to dedicate a space to it, really.
Yet.
No.
Yeah, because VR.
Do you guys want more meta in your life?
I was about to make the joke because VR companies don't do enough VR anymore to make it interesting. Although I keep hearing good things about the Batman game, which would be hilarious to watch Jay play. Because imagine, yeah. There's like you get to.
Do I
get to beat the
do I get to say?
I am Batman.
Yeah. You get to like punch people and ask for where the detonator is.
Wait, Nick, do that again.
I'm Justice.
Batman in a helium factory.
Justice.
It's a momentary. I didn't make it toggle. I just had to hold it down.
Oh, okay.
I gotta hold it down.
Oh boy.
I don't know why I did it like that, to be honest.
Because of the whiskey.
No, dude, it doesn't hit me anything like it used to. No, here's the thing. Bro,
This is nothing.
A man.
Sure. No, one of the things I learned, especially after dealing with the anemia, because remember, the show ended before any of my health problems started. That's how long this show has been on hiatus.
Yeah, you've like health problems and then unhealth problems.
Yes, but what I've noticed is after my blood has been fixed and better, like I do not get drunk easy.
Oh yeah, I remember on the cruise, you were like, dude, watch this. And I'm like, 10 minutes later, wow, he's not drunk. That's weird.
Well, you saw, I had like, I don't know, I was drinking like 3
you were
doubles.
drinking like a normal person, and it was weird. It was really weirding me out.
It was weirding me out. It was weirding me out because I'm like, dude, I'm so ready to get drunk right now. These kids on this Disney cruise right now, I want to smack them or get drunk. And I'm like, it's not working. I'm like throwing them back. I'm like, nothing's happening.
I remember I was joking with Mark. I was like, man, you missed out on his parlor trick because like he doesn't insta drunk anymore.
I know.
And then insta sober up. Which
No,
was
no,
the funnier
no
part.
longer direct injected.
Yeah.
No,
he's just back to.
I mean, I get a slight buzz. Like last night. Okay, so
he's back to manifold.
I must caveat. I might be incriminating myself right now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Last night was Halloween, right?
You got to change the voice changer so that it's not you.
So last night was Halloween.
So just close your eyes, keep the voice on. No.
So I was at P. Diddy's party.
Oh no!
Well,
Canceled.
we're done.
Welcome to the first and last episode of our new resurgence of our show. Thanks
The
for
return
watching,
and the farewell.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to tell the story real quick. So I was it was Halloween. I was at Halloween. I was at the Halloween.
The Halloween freak off.
So I'm muting both of you guys right now. Okay, so anyway, it's Halloween. We have a golf cart. Yes, I'm that white guy that's like has a golf cart. You guys have made it. I have a PA system, a siren, a Bluetooth stereo made for a boat, and RGB on it.
And a dead battery when your kid lets all of that on.
First of all, I got on the PA because we would go around because my kids obviously are trick or treating. We want to go around with the kids and the friends. It was a big group last night, and I was like, we want to give out candy too. So we brought a bowl with candy on the cart. So I kept going to the PA. I'm like, psh, we have candy. It's okay we have candy. So I'm like,
literally the free candy van.
I'm summoning people to our cart to give them candy, right?
That's funny.
And the adults were like, what do you got for the adults? And I had a whole bottle of Woodford in between me and my wife on the seat. So I was like, we got Woodford. Yep. So I was driving around the neighborhood in the golf cart, drinking Woodford. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. Now, we're in a gated community, and we're a very closed-off community.
Oh, I see what you were talking about, like possibly incriminating yourself. Because,
that's technically illegal.
Yeah, technically.
But you would also have to tell the cop that was with me to do something about it. Because there was a cop with me.
He'd be like, I'm off the clock.
There's a bunch of Leos that live in our neighborhood, and we all were together. And it's one of them that started the tradition of giving out Fireball.
I'm an asparagus. I mean,
there's Mercury and Capri Sun.
No, Capri Sun is in Gatorade. Sorry, tangent. Astrology. Yeah.
Jay needs to post the golf cart into the RGB puke. Yeah, I can. I made it look like flickering fire effects last night.
Baby oil spots.
Wait, right? You're right. All right, well, let me do the intro. Okay, hold on. Welcome to the RTFM show, proudly sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. Do you want to sparkle at your P. Diddy party?
And that's going to get clipped.
I don't. Brought to you by Johnson & Johnson. Arm and Hammer.
I like how we're like new studio CPUs. Baby oil.
Yeah. Well,
that hasn't been car talk yet, except for golf cart.
That escalated quickly.
And, well, I mean, to be fair, in the year that we haven't done the podcast, there's been a lot more hilarious topics to interject with now since back then. It was kind of boring back then.
The world has really changed in the last 11 months.
I'm telling you, we're on the GTA 5 modded server. Like, I don't think we're on the normal server anymore.
No, you're right. You're right. Server migration happened and nobody told us. I'm telling you.
We're just on the mod, anything goes server now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's just if you want PvP enabled, you just go for it.
So we have, I want to say this for the chat. I have fulfilled Nick's request. He has a paper printer now.
Yeah.
But it's still in the box. You haven't taken it out of the box yet.
No, not yet.
You built the table for it to go on, but you didn't take it out of the box. I was shocked at that.
Baby steps.
But he put the box on the table.
No, he left it on the floor. I put it on the table.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought he did that.
He did put the reams of paper in the cabinet, though.
There was a point of moving so much stuff around. Like, okay, I'm just going to go home and leave with this tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I kept telling you, I'm like, dude, go home and get rest. And you're like, no, hold on. I'm leaving at 4:30.
Oh, yeah.
Right, 5, whatever. Phil's already gone, usually a little bit before me. And I'm like, Nick, you need to rest like the rest of us. Don't stay here late. And you're like, okay. And then I'll see the notification on my phone that the system was armed at 8:32. I'm like, Nick, these are 12-hour days, dude. Stop.
My bad.
No, I look at it this way. If you're having fun, because I really do think you enjoy helping put this place together.
Yeah, I get to at least even after we're hours, I could get something done without having switching over to something else.
You mean me going, Nick, I need this.
Yeah.
Nick, I need that. You're mid-job.
Well,
Nick, where's the blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
Nick.
Well, I mean, I think, oh my God. Ghost event. Where's the schmerch?
Yeah, get the sticks.
No, I think it makes sense, though, because it's I think all three of us, at some point,
It's new energy.
there are
Yeah.
well, no, and there's those moments where you're just I just want to throw some headphones on, some music, and zone out. For you, it's I usually see you doing that with testing when you're in testing. But for me, for some reason, it's not like that because
The 2 times I have to put on music and zone out is when I'm doing testing or doing the spreadsheets for the charts.
Yeah, the data. So basically, anytime you're
Usually I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going into chart hell.
Yeah.
I'll be back. Speaking of chart hell, I'm going to give a sneak peek because, we actually ironed out the dates today. So, love him or hate him, Gamers Nexus Steve Burke is coming to our studio.
Steve Peak.
The Steve Burke himself is coming to our studio December. He's going to be here December before Christmas.
Okay.
Jay forgot his own.
No,
NDA.
I'm looking at the dates here. He's going to be here the 20th or the 23rd or something like that. So he's going to be so I bought a lot of stuff to build up. Let me tell you why Steve's coming.
You should joke that it was on the 25th because baby Tech Jesus is born.
Oh yeah, baby Tech Jesus was
He's
born.
literally born.
Away in a GPU. Bringing frames to your games.
You gotta when he guests on here, you gotta make it a manger.
I know, right?
Do a whole nativity scene. But
Yeah.
it's just Steve.
So in the third week, it's the 20 whatever that Friday is, the 22nd, December 22nd. He's actually gonna be sitting where you are, sir. I apologize now. I'm now should I have got a fourth wedge?
Right? I don't think we could have fit a fourth.
Yeah.
I think you're right. This room wouldn't handle it. We would have ended up having to put this in the
front,
the other half, and I don't want that again. It's taking up half the space of something else. But anyway, let me tell you the reason why I reached out to Steve.
No, he's not investigating us for the person that asked in chat. He already did.
Go ahead. He will not.
No, he already did that episode though. There is an old studio episode where he investigated.
No,
us.
I meant like everyone knows my flaws. Okay, I don't hide them. Okay. Why is my mic loose? Anyway,
because you were demonstrating to me how like you could turn yours in every direction and mine's still seized as usual.
Because we did, like, I remember what Nick said. We did put Loctite on them. Okay, so I reached out to Steve in the summer, actually back in like June, and I was like, dude, I want to bring more to my channel than just tech entertainment, which is really what we are. I desperately want to add more data that's meaningful to my audience. I said, I never want to go to the depths that he does, or even like Labs is doing for Linus Tech.
Yeah, or
right?
like Level
Although
1.
Labs had growing pains, but they're a lot better than they were a year ago, you know. But I never want to get to that point. But I'm tired of floating on the surface, right? I want to go deeper, but I want to be middle ground between where Steve does a lot of his like incredible deep dives.
Yeah.
So I can get a little bit more of that more enthusiast audience that means something to them, but still be approachable for beginners.
Approachable. No.
You're on timeout, sir.
You have no power here.
He could just reach over and put it back. But anyway, so
I do it with all the sticky hands. Just like
he'd have to be over there. He's going to mute himself. Anyway, so he's coming out here to actually help me revamp our SOPs, our best practices, to basically show me some of the processes he goes through.
Yeah.
And I bought a lot of Elmore's Labs stuff that he uses for data measurement and stuff. So I'm not having to rely specifically on the software aspect.
Right, measuring things like power draw and like that sort of stuff.
Right, because I mean he found with 285K that there's some discrepancies
So
between
much weirdness with that. Yeah,
there's discrepancies between like what is advertised as power draw and what's really power drawing. And so the stuff like that I would never be able to find out because software would never tell you anything other than what it's advertised to tell you. And I want more than that.
I mean, ironically, with 285K specifically, like our software was all over the place. Remember, XTU was like, "Oh, you're only using 60 watts." It's like, I don't trust you.
XTU told me I was using like 9.
Yeah, it was like super low for some reason.
That's Intel's own tool.
Yeah, we're like, how is Intel's own tool more incorrect than hardware info? But anyway,
so I really want to bring more meaningful data to the audience. GPU data, CPU data, case testing, airflow, all that sort of stuff. So Steve's actually putting together some documentation and like templates and stuff for me to use that are going to be ready to go by the time he comes out here, so he can kind of walk us through some of the steps and he can see the way we do it, so he can be like, here's all the shit you're doing wrong, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm looking forward to that.
Because that's going to be so fun to pick his brain on, like, you know what I mean? Like, why the hell is a minimum or a 1% low like this important? And like, why do people focus on it and that sort of stuff? So that we can like present that data to people.
The thing is, like,
and be knowledgeable about it
So Steve presents all the data.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, I'm not sure how many people are interested in every data point he provides, but he provides all of it because it's like, take what you want from it.
Plus, he did all that testing as well, right?
Yeah. But Steve's also a robot, so he's really able to like just power through that sort of testing.
Somebody cut back to every time he was firmly updating during the overclocking.
The LN2 sounds of the tank. It's like, oh great, he's downloading updates like the Matrix. But no, I'm really looking forward to that because that's a me journey. Like that, I'm doing that for myself.
Yeah.
Because I really am enjoying the testing that we're doing. On the Shminy 800 HVAC.
Because it's like a lot of people, I think it's easy for people to forget that like we're all enthusiasts at heart still, and like learning stuff is fun to us. So
there's levels to it.
Yeah. And whenever you get to work with somebody that is more knowledgeable than you and you get to pick their brain, it's always like.
But I have to give huge kudos to Steve because Steve could say, no, this is our IP. I'm not sharing any of this with you.
Oh, I've met so many like.
To be fair, he's transparent. Every single one of his SOPs, methodologies, everything is visible online on gamersnexus.net. Like everything is there. So you don't ever have to wonder like, well, how did he collect this data? He puts it all out there.
That's why he's a nerd's nerd. Like it's like that sort of stuff. The tangent I was going on was like, I've worked with like so many people in LA creative wise that like, you know, I'll be like, hey, like, how did you do this effect? And they'll be all cagey about it. And I'm like, bro, it's a few buttons in After Effects. It's not like it's a freaking.
What order did you push them?
Yeah, it's like it's not like it's a freaking like some super top secret NDA IP. Like you didn't invent the plugin. But they get all like people get all weirdly like kind of like
when I reach
my operating procedures.
So for people that aren't aware, the process of acquiring this space that we're in right now started back in the end of May, early June. And so we are, 4 months? It was 4 months in the making to start the process of building this place out.
Yeah.
I reached out to him back then because my vision for expanding this place is so I can do the additional types of testing and have the spaces set up for them, the dedicated areas that are intended to be used for specific use cases. And that day that I was told, like, okay, you're getting the facility, I reached out to Steve. I expected hey, no, I'm not really interested. Because I asked him, I said, and here's the thing. Steve does not accept money or airfare or any of that. Steve, his philosophies his philosophies are anything he does 100% with intent and on his own dime. So like, I was like throwing out there like, hey, I'll pay for you to come out was never something that was going to matter to him.
Yeah.
Right. So he was like, well, what content can we make that's interesting for both channels? He wants to make content for both channels, but more importantly, he wants to come out here and help us better our SOPs. But I fully expect...
SOP is standard operating procedure for people that don't know.
I expected no, I'm not. I don't really think I have the time to come from North Carolina to California to help you with your learning curves. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the fact that he's willing to do that to me is like huge. Like I'm internally grateful for Steve making the trek out here.
Like that is not like, I mean, yeah, it's a business decision, but it's not a business decision. This is like, two dudes being friends. Like that's a legit.
We've probably had 4 or 5 phone calls, in-length phone calls about what is the mission of this trip, to make sure that not is it worth his time, but is he prepared to provide for us what I'm asking for? And I think he's loving it. It's almost like he's doing consulting for a peer.
Yeah.
And I feel like he could easily be like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And so I'm really excited for it because really what I'm looking for here is some more efficient workflow because you've seen how long some of it takes for me because I'm doing everything manually.
Yeah.
And by manually, I mean even my data extrapolation into graphs.
Yeah.
So I'm really
even like, oh, hey, let's do a 20-minute Cyberpunk like burn-in test or whatever. And it's like completely manual. Like click start, open the game, hit spacebar 10 million times because the stupid menus are in the way, and then hit load game. Okay, don't touch it.
Now, believe it or not,
maybe grab a bite to eat while you're waiting for the timer to go down.
Now, believe it or not, I asked him, I said, are you scripting? Like, are you using scripts and macros and stuff for a lot of this? And most of his testing is not automated or macroed or scripted.
That's surprising.
Yeah, but there's a very specific, like, I haven't done it yet, and I said I wanted to do this, but the reason why I haven't yet is why have me go through the effort of doing a checklist? Like we talked about it being like a testing knee board for a pilot, right?
Yeah.
So there's never any question about what's this, what's that. This is the title we're testing. This is the hardware we're testing. This is the checklist we must go down to make sure everything is exactly consistent every time.
Yep.
Why write that if we're about to rewrite it? So that's why I haven't bothered yet.
Right. No, that makes sense.
That's part of December's visit.
And for those people that like aren't super like aviation geeks, that's what the other pilot in the cockpit is doing. The pilot that's flying the plane is flying the plane. They're doing the checklist. They're looking through everything, blah, 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 reading it all out, saying, okay, this is done, this is done, this is done, so that mentally everyone's on the same page. And that sort of stuff, it's the same exact thing that you want, even though we're not going to have, like, you're not going to have a co-pilot for doing your testing, but you can mentally checklist yourself as you're going through the list of, like, did I miss anything?
Because that's the thing. The problem is when you do something a lot, you become complacent that, like, I didn't miss anything. Yeah. And then that's when deadly mistakes happen.
Yep. That's why you checklist every single time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Though.
Somebody told us to stop saying, like, we're Californians.
We're Californians. We can't help it.
Like,
what do you, like, I mean, like, what do you...
Like, for real, though.
Like, really?
For real.
Like, Nick, do you believe what this guy's, like, saying?
Oh, my God. Like, stop it.
Like, I don't understand what he's saying, but I can understand what he's reading.
That's like telling a Texan to stop saying y'all.
For real. I wonder
for real, no cap.
I would. Okay, none of us are Gen Z.
Quit being Sigma.
Oh my God.
Skippity toilet.
I'm gonna mute Jay.
I deserve that.
It happened.
Yeah, you do.
All right, it's your guys' show now.
Skippity Sigma.
Yo, so how are you liking your ROG Ally?
Wait, where did that? What?
Just it's our show now, so I get to ask.
Oh.
I had to remute myself.
Oh, I was like so confused.
I have the talking stick
for real. It's cool. I mean, my opinion hasn't really changed from the review.
Ask me how I like my Go.
Oh yeah,
you
your
should.
Legion, the one that's still sitting on the rack that I had to put there.
I have not even turned it on once myself.
Dude, I unboxed it to like software update to see what was new with the software, and there was dust inside the case, inside the box.
How?
That's how long he hasn't touched it. It was like 3 layers.
I bought that. I want to point that out. That was not a Legion so Lenovo's like everywhere. They throw money at influencers like crazy, especially on the laptop side of things.
Yeah.
But I bought that because I was like, you know what? I am traveling a lot. It was really because of watching how much you played your Ally on planes when you and I were traveling a lot last year. And I went, dang, I want to do something other than just sit here and watch Netflix, right? So I was like, I should get a handheld, but I'll get something different because they had the Claw and the ROG and the Steam Deck. But I was like, I like something different. Oh, the Go seems cool because it's bigger. I want a bigger screen.
Yeah,
like
it was at
FPS
Micro
stick.
Center that they had a display, and then he got to put his hands on it. And he was like, "Hey, the controller actually feels like not like I'm going to cramp in 5 minutes compared to like an Ally."
I bought it. You did the review of it, and then I looked at it and I went, "What the hell do I put on it?"
That was the moment Jay realized none of the games he plays are like single player story games, which is kind of what you need if you're going to be playing a game on the go.
Well, no, I'll be honest. It's because most games I play, I use keyboard mouse.
Yeah. Like Warships on something that small with a trackpad would be kind of, it doesn't really sound that.
No.
Yeah.
Can you hook a mouse up to it?
You can switch the thing to the.
I mean, it's a computer. You could just, Bluetooth
that
mouse.
controller doesn't that.
Yeah, but it's like a weird like handle.
FPS,
It's like a handle.
Oh.
It doesn't make any sense, like the way you have to move
He's
it.
all trying to do it on the plate. It's
Yeah, just like
on the little tiny table.
And every time there's turbulence, I'm I'm like,
let me drive the boat. He's just like that.
Yeah, it's like then that kind of made me think too. Like all the games that I play they all have support for controllers. So like the game does not feel weird to like adapt it to a controller input. You know what I mean? Like
I know shooters I can use sticks, but I can't.
Yeah, I don't even play.
It's weird.
I don't play anything competitive on the Ally just because it's just.
Now here's the thing: I can get on the Switch because I have a Switch, and I enjoy that because those games are all designed for the Switch.
Exactly.
It's like I'll get on there and play Zelda or Mario Kart or like Batman, Lego, whatever. Right? I enjoy those kinds of games, but my Steam library is not like that.
Yeah, your Steam library is a very traditional keyboard and mouse setup kind of PC library for sure. So,
like maybe if I started playing like Broforce or something, right?
That'll be fun.
That'd be a bit overkill for Broforce, I think.
But I mean, it's like I think the most played game recently on my Ally was probably when I played through like half of Ghost of Tsushima on it, and that's just a story based like adventure game or something like that. And so like Jay would have to be into that type of game for it to be like something that he could like. It's like a Zelda but for PC. Oh my god,
yeah, I mean, he's got me noticing it now.
Yeah.
Can't help it. We say it a lot, whatever. Okay.
And yes, freeways start with the.
The 405, the 101.
Who's gonna say I-10?
Don't they say that in England? Don't they call
They say it in everywhere else is like they'll say, oh yeah, I took I-605 or whatever, and it's like. Like it's the 605. It's the freeway.
Do you take the carriageway?
Do you take the I freeway? The carriageway.
The I freeway. The carriageway. They are called carriageways in England. Like some of them are called carriageways, I think.
Why do we park on driveways and drive on parkways though? That's a stupid way.
I almost said why they call it the restroom, but I do go in there to rest sometimes.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So to point that out. Someone said take a shot every time you see like
good luck.
Phil would die. Phil would die. Literally would die.
No, they're taking a shot. I'm not taking a shot.
This will be the last stream they watch.
No. Kevin just said take a shot every time. So if we had to,
they say like so they.
Yeah, but we could still say it every time we say it. It's just someone else have to point it out because you don't know when you're saying it.
Well, then like drink.
What's this button do? Oh, it's a record scratch. It has sounds on it already.
That's
It's
nice.
all warm.
Yeah.
Why do feet smell and noses run? Oh my god.
Oh, no.
We're getting into like the super stoner shower thoughts now.
That just shows how stupid humans are, actually. Humans made these words.
Yeah. Well, all words are made up, right?
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move into the CPU discussion part. So we've got most of the CPUs we're expecting to come out.
CPUs. CPUs coming out.
The
Computer system.
The cheapy use.
GPU.
Okay, so 9000 series AMD launched a few months ago. Bit of a flop. Single digit performance uplift versus 7000 series. 9950X, 9900X, 9700X, 9600X. Okay. Marginal improvements from previous gen, even though new process, X870E boards available, which are super expensive, et cetera, et cetera. Fast forward to Intel. Core Ultra, completely core crap, right? In terms of just for gamers anyway. It does have merit for people using it for compute, I guess. Which still feels weird to me to have a CPU that has an army of E-cores for compute.
Yeah, it's still it's
but it
just
is
a weird. It's a weird.
But they are beating their hyper-threading variant. So that's what's weird to me already about the architecture. And we've talked about this a million times. Let's talk about Intel first. For it to, in compute, be beating 14900K, the 285K versus 14900K, without hyper-threading tells us there's huge core-to-core uplift in IPC.
Yeah, the
and
new
just
core designs are very
instructions.
good, yeah.
But in games, we think it sucks because it's Intel's Zen 1 architecture where the fabric interconnect on the topology of the CPU is where the latency is happening.
So if you guys didn't know, like the old processors were basically like P-cores, 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 and then a gap, and then all the E-cores at the bottom.
Right.
So all the P-cores were physically next to each other.
Now each cluster of 4 E-cores has a P-core in each corner of it.
Yeah. So it's this weird like P-core, E-core, P-core, P-core, E-core, and then we have a hunch that that's why the gaming performance is kind of just so inconsistent.
For the P-core to access the cache too, is going through that whole topology.
And I think that's why we're seeing so much gains in compute, because compute is significantly less latency bound.
Right.
Like like Cinebench doesn't care if you take a few more nanoseconds to get at its data, if the core just burns the data real quick.
Right.
So, and then it's got all those E-cores that are like Jay was saying, significantly more powerful than the old E-cores, where they're kind of almost as buff as the P-cores now. It seems like.
Well, I can clock mine. At least I have 3 samples, but I've only tested one so far. I have 3 285Ks, but I can push 5.1 gigahertz E-core. Because remember, the E-cores on 14900K were 4.3.
Yeah, and they were pretty sensitive too. Like they didn't really want to go that fast.
Right.
But now they do.
But on the 14900K, you push the P-core, you get additional performance in games. But you saw, I was testing it. When I pushed the P-core, I got lower scores in games.
Our biggest problem is that, any attempt at pushing the P-core harder than it is out of the box.
It's the power limit.
Yep. For some reason, it's that specific current limit.
But that's what I meant by power limit.
But it's just weird that it's that, like...
No, I think that's DLVR doing its job.
Yeah.
I really think it is.
But it's just... I meant it's like, it's weird that it's that close to the out of the box, like the way that the thing works out of the box.
Yeah, and it's not really that much voltage. I mean, I showed that the preferred core was only hitting like 2 point... Wow.
Yeah.
1.2...
Wow, TSMC process is really good. Jeez.
Like 1.21 volts is the max I was seeing on that core, the core voltage. So I was like, maybe they really tightened the level of headroom available to the cores on voltage. So even though we've maxed out the power limits, it still has maybe an invisible limit we can't see.
Well, it has that hard amperage limit, which is the thing that just keeps bugging us. Like every time you just see the ding EDC limit, and we're like,
even though I have it set to 111 amps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just won't
But no,
go.
that's DLVR. That's literally Intel going...
It's good. That's a good thing. It's a good thing
Intel
because...
going, all right, you motherboard manufacturers need to calm the F down.
Right.
And we're going to put a hard limit on this. And then now nobody can go past this limit. And then
Jay's now turning red a little bit. I'm feeling the whiskey a little bit.
Yeah.
A little.
I feel woozy.
No, I'm fine. No, this is the first time I've seen a CPU, though, by overclocking it. Let me back up. By seeing a higher score in like Cinebench perform lower in games than CPUs it scores higher than in Cinebench.
Yeah.
So typically we see that as kind of a hierarchy. Like if it's faster in Cinebench, it's not always true. But if it's faster in Cinebench, it tends to be faster in games.
Yeah.
But not this time. And that's what's so weird about it.
I think we were talking about this offline when I was testing. I was catching up on the AMD testing, and I was just like, we're moving into this era of like specialized processors where like if you want to primarily do gaming,
you're get this one.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to even look at any of the processors that are very good at compute because like
It's branch prediction for use case.
yeah, you kind of have to make that trade-off now. It's like, am I going to be gaming or am I going to be computing mostly?
Yeah.
And it's like there are some CPUs that straddle the line. You know what I mean? Like the multi-CCD X3D stuff that AMD has, or I mean, I guess you could brute force it with like a 285K,
You know what?
but still.
Can I ask you for a real take here? Let's assume the X3D CPUs never existed. Do you think 285 would look as bad? Because you wouldn't have that branch. You wouldn't have that branch of thought of gaming CPU.
Yeah, but the 14.9 was still beating it in some games. So that's a weird regression that would be kind of weird for Intel to like launch a brand new thing and then even if the X3D didn't exist.
Let me tell you what the one test we didn't run that would be interesting is going back to 4K ultra settings. Go back to GPU bound.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they would just be the same. Ideally, they would just be the same performance.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but then that just removes the test altogether from the CPU,
which also makes the 285K irrelevant because you just use a previous gen or two CPU.
Yeah, like say you're some hypothetical gamer that's 4K 60 all the time. Like you don't even need anywhere near a high-end modern CPU.
Everyone's asking why I'm so red. I don't look red on our monitor. Oops.
Oh my god! I don't look red.
Oh, I guess a little pinky.
Pinky.
I do feel a little hot
yourself.
Here. No, look. The cables stick out the side, so when I turn the monitor, these like whack the cup.
You gotta disconnect the cables.
Play a game of whack cup. Whack.
You ever play wacky cuppy? Look, stop derailing my trains of thought, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
But it really does seem like when we keep joking about this feeling like Intel's version of Zen 1, but we really do mean it in the same way of like how Zen 1 was really quirky because it was the first time you were dealing with this sort of like
but Zen 1 still looked
and stuff.
Zen 1 still looked great because think about what you were comparing it to. Pile driver.
Yeah.
Excavator and bulldozer.
Like 14.9 was not as bad as like Pile Driver to Zen 1.
Yeah, no, because all Zen 1 did was bring it up to a modern type of CPU.
Yeah,
to be
for
honest.
real.
But it was like the first real chiplet design we'd seen kind of. It's funny because there was a lot of discussion about whether or not AMD was betting the farm on chiplet. Clearly, it's worked out in their favor.
Oh, yeah. Intel jumped on that back in the day with the marketing, like, gluing.
I saw an article recently on Digital Trends that was like the different glue each, like AMD and Intel is using. It's just like play on words of the fact that they called it glue. No, so anyway.
They both have fabrics now, just one of them's an Infinity.
I'm going to unpopular opinion. I know everyone loves to just jump and hate on Intel. That's fine. It's fine. As consumers are allowed to do that. But if the future is scalability and tile design for Intel, right? Chiplet for AMD, tile for Intel, you have to start somewhere.
Yep.
And I think this was a progression, lateral move to what should hopefully be progression.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no compelling reason to really adopt Core Ultra if you're running anything that's, say, within the last 3 gens of Intel. There's really no compelling reason to do that.
Besides just being a fan and funding the next Core Ultra.
But like our most recent video regarding testing showed, though, overclocks aside, it's the first time we ever threw in RAM and saw compute improvement. The CU DIMMs, I have tested. I did 5,000 megahertz tests and then 6,400 megahertz test on compute with the Intel 14900K. And then I think the fastest DIMMs we had were like 7,000 at the time. I threw those in once and saw zero improvement on any of the synthetic CPU test CPU test benches, whatever, right?
So
Shut up.
Benchmarks,
yes.
There you go.
Now, I saw improvement in games because
again,
memory
latency,
timing.
Faster,
memory timing's key. Faster mega transfers also, even though timings loosen, are still faster than, say, really tight timings with lower mega transfers. There's a calculation there. Anyway, this is the first time I've ever just thrown in RAM and seen CPU tests come up. A significant amount.
For the longest time, we'd always had that rule of thumb in our head that Cinebench doesn't care about RAM speed. And suddenly it does.
We learned it did.
Yeah, apparently now it does.
At least on that architecture.
Yep.
So I haven't done it with AMD yet, but I'm not entirely sure if I was to go from 6,400 mega transfers and find, I don't know, some X870E board that can run 8,000 megahertz non-clock DIMMs and see the same uplift. I'm not sure I would, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it was weird to me. But that's the thing. On 285K, you've got to run CUDIM and you got to overclock it to make up most of what you lost compared to 14 gen.
In the latency sensitive tests. Like gaming.
Yeah. Someone said, JC chat says, I'm not red, then forgets how words work.
Bench for weight marks.
To be fair, I don't know how words work anytime. You all have seen my videos.
No, but to your point, like, it really does seem like this is their, like, how AMD could not have gotten to Zen 5 without starting at Zen 1. Like, Intel cannot progress from this point without you got to do your thing, and they really wanted to do this whole chiplet design with tiles design. Oh wait, so does AMD use glue and then Intel uses grout?
No, they use spackle. Tile spackle. Yeah, I guess it would be grout. But
the moment we found out it was TSMC manufacturing, we were like, "Oh, it makes so much sense that it doesn't run
That's
like
why
a furnace."
It's good-ish. I say good, although I guess it's really not good. But it's better. I think Intel couldn't even get their fab process to work. Remember?
I think the most like striking thing to me about reviewing those processors was the fact that like not once did we ever really think about thermals. It was just good.
It's really cold.
It was just good. It's
really
like,
cold.
It was just chilling.
So is Schmindy 800 X3D. Just put that out there.
Schmendy.
I'm gonna get myself in trouble. I know it. I don't care. I really don't care, to be honest.
They can't qualify good. Good isn't a degree of temperature. It's just good.
Well, we can talk about that next because that's the thing. Steve's video went out about the 900 X3D. I wanted to make a spec video like he did, but we were too busy building this room, and that's fine.
We're building a lot of things.
Yeah. But no, they inverted. They inverted the whole. Yes, I know you wanted.
Bullshit. We were inverted.
So they inverted the cache. So the cache is now on the substrate, and then the die is above it.
And I learned from Steve's video too. I had no idea.
They actually shaved the oxidation layers between them too.
Well, because the V cache didn't completely cover the
right. It was only part of it.
The dies.
So part of the CPU was getting hot.
No, but they also had what they called structural silicon, which is just like non-compute.
A spacer.
But like the way Steve put it was literally just a blanket over the entire compute section of
just to make it all the same Z-axis.
And so and like my hunch before was like, I don't think it's the cache that's sensitive. I think it's just the cores are just heat soaked.
Yeah.
And then one of the AMD guys was saying in Steve's video that is exactly the case. It was like they had a blanket over the thing. It was just choking it. You know what I mean? And so inverting it now, you can get all the heat out.
Yeah, because now you have the hottest part, which is the cores.
Yeah. Cores are
touching the IHS. And the heat wants to move to cold. So if you have the cold plate, right, your AIO or your air cooler or whatever on that side of it, the heat's going to be drawn away from the cache too.
Yeah.
And the cache doesn't get very hot, so it can handle being cooled through the core, and it's not adding much heat to the core design itself.
It's basically like the old X3Ds were like if you accidentally left the plastic on the cooler. Like that,
Yeah.
It was just a whole layer of insulating material that you couldn't really get around without building it.
Now that led to limitations where its max like temperature TJ max was 85.
Yeah.
Versus the fact that it also had lower boost frequencies because of it, or turbo frequencies because of it.
One of the deep dive AMD people in his video was also saying that like it was so choked with the heat that more heat was coming out the sides than upwards into the IHS.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Ooh. It was like
think about the fact that the 7800 X3D was dealing with that and still dominating,
kicking absolute ass. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Now obviously we're under NDA, but think about everything we just talked about and the remedies that they've put into place and what that means for actual boost, like turbo clocks, sustained turbo clocks, power draw, and temperatures.
They did clear Steve to basically say the 9000 series X3D stuff is going to overclock basically the same as the non-X3D stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because
that's insane. That's going to be so
I've
freaking
yet
nuts.
to touch the clocks on it.
So, technically, you haven't yet to touch the CPU.
Because
I ran through all the tests because I was so excited seeing the first few results that I was just like, dude, look at this.
Well, no, but see, that was our asynchronous workfrow here because you're not really able to help with the physical stuff we've been doing around here.
Yeah.
So you were like, I'll do the brain stuff.
Yeah. I got a stack of CPUs. I'll test them all. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Well, we had to regress because we had to test everything on 23H2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that giant update of 24H2.
Oh, sorry, 24H2.
Yeah.
Because 9000 series came out, then they fixed the branch prediction stuff, which Hardware Unboxed, like the other Steve, really pioneered. By the way, that's what's awesome about our community is the fact that big changes can actually come about from anyone in this community. Like Hardware Unboxed is literally like the Aussie Steve. I mean, he is Aussie Steve, but the Aussie version of Gamers Nexus.
Instead of P cores and E cores, it's an S core and a J core.
No, you don't want J cores. You don't want, no one needs J cores. Trust me. Listen to me. Listen to me. A lot of people lack self-awareness. I don't. Okay, I'm very self-aware.
I was trying to be a little more charitable.
Nope.
But yeah, you can uncharitable
No,
yourself.
I was just saying we have Southern Hemisphere S cores and Northern Hemisphere S cores, and together. No, but seriously, like Hardware Unboxed really put in the legwork to get AMD to basically admit that, hey, one, their testing numbers were a bit disingenuous because they test everything with the administrator account.
Yeah,
which you and I talked about. Don't do that. You should not be running an administrator account full time because it has literally unfettered access to everything.
And by default, it's obviously for obvious reasons, it's completely disabled and hidden.
Right.
But
there is headroom. Yeah. There is headroom loss of not running it. So that led AMD to start pressuring Microsoft to, hey, what is happening between the two accounts, and why are we now dealing with performance loss by having an administrator account,
right?
Versus not a standard user account. So that's what led to the branch prediction updates, which led to 24H2. The moment that came out. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate all your work. I've talked to you offline. You're a great dude, but you made us have to retest all our shit again, which is fine. No, that's fine because everyone got a CPU tier upgrade essentially.
Yeah, it was basically 5,000 series and up. It was just like
everyone got
more than significant gains.
We saw big gains. We saw like sometimes 10-ish% plus gains from just updating Windows.
Dang.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Have you updated Windows on your machine upstairs? You're on a 5950X.
Dude, he's on Windows 10.
I'm on Windows 10.
I actually kind of wonder. Now, to be honest.
His brain's on Windows 7.
No. Too bad we can't do, I guess we can't really do staggered updates because it'd be fun to, test this computer and then do the next H2 update and then the next, and see the performance,
You'd have to have, a completely exact identical system hardware, but for every single version of Windows that you want to test, because...
Well, he does. It's his system.
No, I know, but you'd need, 4 more exact builds of his system to test that. Because once you upgrade, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it only goes to the latest.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I wish we could just say only update to this version of Windows.
Just making jokes about the J cores. Somebody was like, J cores forget the scheduler instructions.
Oh, I forget the instructions all the time. Just ask my wife.
Instead of a branch prediction algorithm, it's a misprediction algorithm.
No. So if I'm an instruction, right? No, if I'm an instruction set, I'm told what to do. And I forget, you should see the way the exception handler goes at home.
It's a red screen of death.
It's a red screen of death.
It's angry.
It's just Dark Souls as you have died.
No. I imagine it's something along the lines of so how you doing? And it's fine. It's
I got scared for you.
You're saying I'm going to bed on time tonight.
I'm going to go out, grab some food. Okay, have fun. Do not go out. Do not have fun.
Do not have fun.
Hey, do you mind if I live stream some games tonight? I don't mind. Do you really not mind? No.
Are you for real?
I feel like you're saying so many words that without saying so many words. To be fair, my wife does not do that. My wife does not do that at all. If anything, I'm the one that's I'm too tired to stream tonight. And she's like, you should stream. Your audience probably wants to know you're alive. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. I watch hockey. So, no, that's the thing I'm excited about. The fact that we're getting closer and closer to this place being a bit more put together is the fact that I will not be completely drained of energy by the time Monday nights and Wednesday nights come around when I'm supposed to be playing games.
Yay! Oh.
No, you hit the outro.
Oh, oops. I thought that was
Can you hand me my cup, please? Oh, no. I took out the trombone. I had to add it back. I didn't mean to do that. I suck.
I didn't mean to do that.
Is full commitment.
Commitment. Can you hand me the commitment? My breath stinks. That was terrible.
How did we get here?
Well, you see.
Oh my God, their back life is 1,000%. Now it's 999% better.
You see, back in 2012, I had this idea.
Oh God.
How did we
It all
get-
started when I was on vacation and I asked him to stream
It is true.
Battlefield.
Right.
It is true.
Right.
It's no joke. Like the butterfly effect. So you did not want to go on that the family trip. I know you as well as I do. I don't blame you, but you did not want to go on that family trip. I have to imagine
Family.
Family.
I have to imagine if you went on that trip, or if you didn't go on that trip, would we be here today? Like, is that how strong the butterfly effect is, or would I have found my way here? I really don't know.
I don't want to ask questions that we don't want answers to. I think we should just.
You can give me the answer. This is the way it went down, regardless. You know, it's like you can tell me what the what if would have been.
I think
I
think you would have gotten into it a little bit later.
Maybe we're getting into some Black Mirror type discussion at this point.
Yeah.
Somebody says we need to isolate the J cores. That's what the core isolation.
They need
switch
to
is
be on
for.
timeout.
Just parked forever.
They're forever parked cores. I feel like my brain's parked all the time. I tell you that much.
Yeah, it takes forever to fire up and then compute things.
Yeah,
Podcast space looks amazing. Yep.
I'm tired. I keep waiting
okay,
for one
so-
of those to fall off the wall too.
Oh, yeah.
because if that one by the
Oh, you-
camera,
oh, you
falls
put it
off-
back up.
I did, and it's dangerous because if it falls on the camera plug, the camera's
Again,
it's just gonna go black, and it'll just be the RTFM lower third because the stream will still be going.
And then, they'll lose audio too because we're running the
It'll just be- yeah,
stream
the-
audio through,
It'll just go black, and nothing will happen.
and then it'll just turn into gaming mats. Just switch into the app.
Fire gaming mats.
Yeah. Sorry guys, technical difficulties.
I would just reload
Check out
the-
these sick mats though.
I would just reload the RTFM bumper. The 2-minute countdown starts again.
We have 2 minutes to fix it.
Just
No, here's
restarting.
what I need to do. I need to put an image under our screen right here that just says technical difficulties. We'll be right back. So it automatically goes
I thought
to
you were
that.
gonna go like the route of like having a static image of us like just like acting. We're the show. Like you know those Zoom meetings where people will just put a picture of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they're just like asleep in the background.
I thought you were going to say like those courtrooms where the person attending the virtual court accidentally has like a cat filter on. I'm
I'm
sorry,
not
Judge.
a cat. That one
not a
voice,
cat.
I'm sorry,
not a
Judge.
cat.
I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat. Best line ever.
And that guy represents somebody.
You seen that clip of that guy that was like, he was in court for getting his license revoked or
Yes,
whatever, and he was in
he
a
was
car
driving.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
dialed into Zoom court.
He was
driving.
like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm parking, Judge. 1 second. And he was like,
so your license is revoked and you're.
I still love that guy's face. He's like, like when he realized, oh crap,
Oh no.
man.
I was driving.
Good old Zoom court.
They gave us the pandemic really did give us some amazing memories of stuff like that going down.
Yeah, I'm not a cat lawyer. It's amazing that whole moment.
Wow, it's already 4:12. Nick, why don't you go ahead and give us some of the FTFA from the Discord, sir? Did anyone actually post anything in there? Or are they all a bunch of degenerates?
It was like 6 people.
That's fine. As long as they don't suck.
Discord.gg/JayzTwoCents.
There's also RTFM at JayzTwoCents.com. You can send your emails too, but those won't get read till like next week. So
We can't open those.
you want me to open one from a year ago? I don't know if they're watching.
Let's see what happens. They might catch up. They're like, oh my gosh, I finally
Are
read
you
my...
even logged in still, or the cookie expire from 3 million years of disuse?
Oh, I'm not logged in anymore, but I
Except
will.
the cookie, bro. Except the cookie.
I
Shoving a cookie in his
I can
face.
get logged in. What's in there, Nick? Tell me.
All right, so the first one, we'll just go through these since there's only so many. Camerinator 4. Hi all.
Amazing screen
Been watching for 4 years now. I would like to know your opinion of X58 or of what X58 was at the time it was released and whether or not you would be interested in doing a 15 years on retrospective build. We kind of had something in the works as far as retro.
Yeah. Well, it's funny they mentioned X58 because that's what you had when I met you.
Yeah.
Well, you had just got it like right after I met
I
you.
still have it.
Do you really still have the Sabertooth board?
Yeah.
So all I keep seeing on the emails so far is all the Buzzsprout weekly syndicated emails stuff.
Yeah, the spam. It's literally all spam. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh wait, the most recent question back in July 23rd. Where is the RTFM show?
We're here now.
We're back.
We're back. Joseph, what's his name?
Joseph. We'll just say Joseph. He says, "Hey, you guy."
Joseph H.
He says, "Hey, you guy. First
you
time
guy.
emailing you all.
You
Just
guy.
want to say," and just was like randomly capitalized. "Want to say hi. I love your content. Not sure if it was mentioned. I must have missed it. But did the RTFM show go on another hiatus? I think this is another. He's not wrong. Just wondered.
That's how you know he's a real fan. He's been watching since the first night.
Love you all. Best regard. Hey, Joseph. We're back." That was literally the most recent.
Kept you waiting, huh?
That was July.
July.
No, that was June. It's July. Dude, I have to go back like.
Okay, here's one. Are there any new potential hobby fixations that you guys are in?
So you're basically asking, do you have ADD?
ADHD?
Sure.
I don't know what they are. My doctor said I had 80 of them.
It's not wrong. Okay, so
I feel like we've just been moving, so like there's
Yeah.
no
Okay,
time
look,
for hobby
look,
fixation.
all the
right
questions.
That one just says podcast.
No. Are you ever bringing back the podcast? The next question. When will the RTFM coming back?
No, you got it's all caps, dude. When will the RTFM coming back?
It is all caps.
Kim Kardashian had to come back.
Someone sent pictures for Nick's computer parts. I don't know. That's a Windows
No,
98
Windows 98
CD.
disc?
95. Windows
Oh, wow.
95 disc.
These are not mine.
Old computer. No, there was something we were talking about, I guess.
Yeah,
where,
that disc is like older than Nick.
although that's like
No,
equal.
95.
You were
It's
born 90.
95.
You were born
I'm
91.
91.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, these are just people.
Okay. Sorry, I offended you
These are
with
just
my
people.
age. Gosh.
Be older, God.
Okay, going all the way back to December of last year, it's just people demanding that we bring the show back.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like-
Oh, there we
Like,
have
all
your
four-
answer.
All four of them that wanted it back.
Your answer is yes.
Oh, how's your Camaro resto going?
It's still in pieces. Like my life.
You gotta wait till the third hiatus of our RTFM show.
Give it one more hiatus.
And then ask
Take
the
your
question.
pick. Do you want the show or do you want the car? Jesus Christ.
It's
No,
funny. It's
it's-
just it's going the traditional restaurant
Yeah,
timeline.
There's
This is
at
the way.
least 3 or 4 more parts on it now, though. Easily.
progress.
No, the headers are in. I had to get those not custom made. I had to get special headers because of the subframe stuff. But this is not car talk this week. We're not going to start it off with car talk. We will devolve into car talk. Okay. I think the most realistic Twitter comment I saw when I posted the set, like, we're going to be back. It was like, great, another tech podcast talking about cars.
We should
I didn't
make,
realize there
we
was
should
so many,
make like
like,
a
car
trailer
non-fanboys.
for the show. Like, hey, it's back, but
Hey,
it's
we-
like one of the titles look great. Another tech channel about cars.
So VC is a big brain. He was like, he knows I'm looking at the emails. We email him right now. He says, "What's your favorite Halloween memory?" Do you have one?
Not really.
Were you allowed to go trick or treating?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just honestly, I'm not saying this as an insult, but I imagine like you were sheltered and weren't allowed to go.
That's fair though. No, I mean I got to go. There wasn't anything that was really a highlight for me. It's like, cool, we got to just go around the neighborhood, get candy.
I mean, I have the memories of the Jason costume that I did. That was like when I was on the news because I was like scaring.
Too realistic.
It was
funny.
Well, it was at the big block party where they closed off all the streets, right?
Yeah.
So like I got on the news because of the authenticity of my costume, and I that was when
Local Florida
kids,
man.
Like, so, yeah, I was
Why
just.
am I just imagining the I like turtles kid, but it's just Jay in a full
I like turtles.
turtle.
I like turtles.
No, so it was Jason Voorhees. I had a real metal machete, but I had ground the blade off, right? I was like, well, if I'm gonna get in trouble and there's no sharp edge, maybe it won't be as bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
It'd be a misdemeanor instead.
So I can't. The amount of like teenage kids that want to act tough, like, you're not that scary, get in my face. And I was like, I get in character. I don't talk. I have the mannerisms. I walk like him
Right.
and all that. And I remember the kid's like, that's not a real machete. And I turned and stabbed the tree and it stuck in it. And I looked back at him and he was like, ah, and like ran, right? It literally just doing in the tree and it stuck in there. Another kid was like, that's not a real machete. So I like hit the brick wall with it and it sparked everywhere. Again, kid took off running. Right after that, 2 city cops walked up to me and I was like, great. And they were like, is that thing real? And I was like, swing on the ground. And he was like, can we get a picture? And I was like,
That's
sick.
awesome.
Sick. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Again, I didn't say anything. He did. I just stared at them. You know how weird it is to be in Jason costume and staring at the cops? I'm like, okay, in the movies you shoot him, he gets up. That doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I hope they understand I'm saying yes because I'm not breaking character right now.
He's too committed to the role.
Right.
I was holding a machete in my hand. Okay.
Oh my god, that's funny.
So no, it all turned out okay, as you can see. Then I
did it. No, I'm kidding.
another
Achievement
Halloween
unlocked.
another Halloween memory I have is my now 15-year-old daughter when she was, I don't know, 10, asking me if we had color TV back in the 1900s when we were trick-or-treating. We were taking her trick-or-treating. She was with her friends. And they were saying something back and forth. She turned around and she goes, Dad, did you have color TV back in the 1900s? And all of us parents that are the same age group just dagger to the heart. We were like, oh, ow.
That gif of what's his Ben Affleck like aging or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It just
Well, it's no joke. I am not kidding you. My youngest, who's 9, now turning 10, a couple of years ago, because I like to sometimes watch old TV shows, Gilligan's Island, I Love Lucy, Bewitched. Like I like to watch old TV because I grew up with that because my parents watched it. Right. Mm-hmm. So it's like kind of like it's sort of therapeutic for me to just kind of go back and like let's rewind 30 years of my being. Right. So anyway. My youngest,
and to be clear, it was old TV when
even then,
Jay was a kid watching it. Yeah, like that sort of.
Not according to my youngest, because what I'm about to tell you is we were laying there watching I Love Lucy, and she goes, "Why didn't they have color when you were a kid?" And I went, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Was the world actually black and white?"
What?
And I looked at her and I was like,
What do you mean?
"No." I looked at her and my first thought were like, "I'm failing as a parent right now. My kid thinks the world was black and white." Like, and then I looked at her and I just went, "No."
I mean, it could have branched off. It could have been really philosophical.
No, I Doctor Stranged all 17 million whatever possible conversation outcomes we could have, and I realized the best response was just no.
Yeah,
And she was like, "Oh, back to watching TV." But
That's
you have to imagine and put yourself into the mind of a 9-year-old today. Like, can you imagine how weird a show like I Love Lucy must look to her? First of all, the fact that there's no color.
Not really. Too busy playing fork knife.
Fork knife.
Yeah.
No, it's roke box.
Like imagine like explaining to them that you had to turn it to channel 3 to play video games. It's like, wait, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
It had everything to do with everything.
Do not recite the.
Did you go trick or treating?
I think the most prominent like Halloween memory for me was the Halloween after Star Wars Episode 1 came out, and just every freaking one was just like super into Star Wars, and so yeah, it was just lightsabers everywhere, and it was fun. Like you get to just like every time somebody's wearing a Darth Vader costume or whatever, you just like walk up to them and start beating them up with this. Because obviously Obi-Wan, I'm not gonna pick red.
Yeah. Oh man, you should have been Obi-Wan. No, you should have been Luke with the red one. Foreshadowing.
It should be spoiler alert.
No, did I say Luke? I meant the whiny little kid. Oh yeah, Anakin.
You gotta be spoiler alert Qui-Gon and just like hold a red lightsaber through you the whole time. Just tape 2 ends so that's all the way through.
We have the technology. We could do it now.
Yeah, we can. We do it with the ice light. It'd be really real looking. Any other Discord questions?
It's devolved into just posting. Here's a picture of whiskey, though. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
cool.
I've never heard of that brand.
Okay. It's a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey.
Oh yeah, somebody in chat says explain TV guide to kids today because they can just like. Well, I mean, they don't even tune in because it's not their media isn't timed.
Oh, it was actually this morning. No, this morning or yesterday. My youngest and my oldest were having a conversation in the kitchen. And then my oldest goes, "Dad, what's a VHS?" And my no. She knows what it is.
Oh,
but because they were having a conversation about it, and my youngest goes, "A VHS? That was the thing you listen to music on, right? The music thingy, the thingy with the windy thingy." And we're like, "Oof." I was like, "You mean a cassette?" She's like, "No, VHS." I'm like, "VHS is the windy thing you watched movies on." And she was like,
"It's the bigger windy thingy."
The bigger windy
the smaller windy thingy was the music thing.
I should blow both their minds and show them Betamax.
Yeah.
I almost said Baymax.
Baymax.
So before you explode into the hobby of keyboards, how long do you think it's going to last until you get new switches?
Not at all. I actually really like those Jupiter Browns.
Oh, okay.
I love the keyboard. Feels really nice, but the ASA keys though, I'm not used to how much like narrower they are on top, so my fingers keep going in between keys.
Throwback.
Yeah,
Back to the Commodore style. Yeah.
But no, I'm quickly liking it. I like the way they feel, the way it bottoms out. The keyboard is so heavy that there's no resonance through it. I like that they give you additional dampening pads if you need to somewhere.
Yeah.
But no, I really like the way it feels. I switched the keys from Mac to Windows because it comes with Mac keys pre-installed. But I'm not a fan of the colorway. I do want to get a new colorway, but I'm going to probably see what's available online in ASA style, like minty, tealy colors. Because ever since I found out I'm blue colorblind a couple years back, I've just been like, I want all the blue things. It's like, I don't know, it's just accepting it, I guess.
It's almost like therapy by immersion. Like the more blue stuff you like experience, the more easily you can pick out the nuances and stuff.
Yeah, I actually have to go to the ophthalmologist though, because
now you're just getting blind.
Well,
far blind.
No,
whatever.
I keep having like a stabbing pain behind my left eye.
Okay, that's pain blind. No.
Well, I'm hoping there ain't no extra parts in there. That's all I'm hoping for. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna knock on all the wood right now.
Well, I keep getting like a bad headache on my left side, and it's like a stabbing pain behind my left eye. Jeez. So I'm just like, we should probably go to the ophthalmologist. And my wife will like, yeah, then you can do the official colorblind test. I'm like, but we already know.
Yeah.
No, we have to confirm.
So we're already thinking back to every argument about like the pillow colors.
It's like the stickers, like undiagnosed, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The pillow colors, the couch colors, the wall colors, the color of my truck. Yeah.
Truck colors.
Oh yeah, the truck's like your first like.
That was his first but he didn't know it. Like no one connected the dots back then.
I still think that was less color blindness and more the fact that I looked at the color chart indoors under fluorescent light and not outside in the sun.
Oh yeah,
because when I found out I was blue yellow colorblind, I started doing a lot of research about it, and for a lot of males, color blindness can be onset later on in life in the 40s. I'm 43. Yeah, 43. I had to think about it. I'm 43, but there's also a correlation between head trauma and color blindness, and I had that really bad car accident in 2008 where I had head and neck trauma. So it's like, I wonder if that's related, you know. But I didn't go around like nothing looked different to me. So then suddenly it's sort of like the world looks less blue.
Yeah.
But it keeps happening to me even now that we're turning fall. I look outside, I'm like, oh, it's overcast, and I go outside, I'm like, there ain't a cloud in the sky.
Well, it's so hard. It's so hard to like explain to non-colorblind people because it's not necessarily a loss of color. It's a loss of the ability to discern the colors.
Because especially if there's a gradient or they're next to each
other.
Or
if they're very desaturated, which, like you said, overcast sky versus a blue sky.
Yeah. Like I realize that there's blues on here, but this is different because there's luminance, right? Because of colors. Yeah. But yeah, whatever.
Like those two shades are probably kind of annoying for you.
That one almost looks a little more purpley to me, probably because they're in between the red and the orange.
That's like a deep blue, and then this is like a teal, lighter blue.
Yeah, this is closer to, almost looks like a very, like close to white. Huh? Yeah.
No, it's like 70% saturated.
That's white, right?
60%. Yeah, that's white.
Okay. Just checking.
They're like, what the hell are they talking about? Because
they're like, this show really went off the rails. Does it ever stay on the rails? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, there's not.
We have 3,300 viewers in here. That's like, I'll be honest.
This is like the exclusive club now.
This is why we go on hiatus, because in a couple of weeks it'll be like 1,200 viewers. And then I will quit for a year, and we'll be back to 3,300 viewers. Now tell me who's dumb.
Imagine that worked for like the regular channel.
We're just quitting for a year.
Dude.
We come back, million video views of video.
I feel like that would be just...
That
would not work out that way, I don't think.
No. The algorithm would punish me. Any other Discord-y stuff?
Phil, can you do your best Lil Jon impression?
What?
Okay, thanks.
Wait.
Wait, what? Wait, that's weird.
Wait, maybe? No, I can't adjust it right now. Dang it.
Yeah. You could.
How about you, Nick?
What?
This was kind of interesting. Like, what are things to motivate you to work on your automotive projects?
Money.
Yeah.
They're all limited by money, that's for sure.
Mine's been in the garage for what, 2 months now? I always turned it over once just to make sure it
every
works.
time I see your car, there's more carbon on it.
I know, it's so exciting, but it's painful because
Carbon fiber.
Why is it painful?
Because it's like I have to sand that eventually so I could color match it.
And it's also carbon fiber dollars.
Are you sure?
Oh, fun fact. Well, the funders were
the funders?
The fenders.
Funder?
The fenders were
bro, we got
basically
the sick bolt-on funders, bro.
They were given because my car was used as a prototype to make those fenders.
That's actually a good deal because I've seen a lot of people be like, "You let us use your car and we'll give you a 10% discount." It's like, Bro, no, you're going to make money on my car.
Yeah, give me the thing.
Yeah, so like, let us borrow your car. We'll get you fenders and a
That's
discount
dope.
on
That's
whatever
super
other
dope.
parts you want. I'm like, I'm down. So that's the only way that kickstarted that whole arc of, okay, I want to do the Need for Speed stuff to my car now.
Because you have that super aggressive hood now and stuff. You need,
369.
Get low.
I have no idea what you're doing.
The Need for Speed Underground 1 main menu music.
Yeah, like the menu music.
I don't remember it.
It was that Lil Jon song with the...
The second
Get
one
low,
is
get
better.
low, get low.
It has Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah, and the door.
Yeah.
You desperately need a spoiler though, because you have so much going on in the front end right now with those.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, are you actually
Wing
getting
alert.
a spoiler?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Just
Spoiler
like,
alert. Literally and figuratively.
patience, Padawan.
Yay.
I still think you should get all the dents like repaired, but and wrap it and not paint it. I'm saying that because if you paint your hood and your fenders, I'm sorry, I love you, but from the mirrors forward, it's gonna look like a new car. From the back, it's gonna look like shit.
It's going to look clapped out.
Yes, you have to make it uniform. You can't just paint half a car.
Well, yeah. Well, the intention was to paint the whole car.
You gotta tell that's all the same
Because that
Bernardino.
roof was Sunday, or it has damage from the previous wrap that's on it. Remember?
Okay, you're gonna pay a pretty penny in prep.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay.
the alliteration of it. Pretty penny pet.
What's the motivation?
Peter Piper pecked the
I wanna make it
pickled
look better.
peppers of prepping.
I guess if you're planning on keeping the car and you're not worried about the paint job costing more than the car, because you might be.
I mean, at that point, with that era of car, everything is going to cost more than the car.
The pillars.
That's why I never did anything with my Mark 3,
The
because it was
pillars
like, I'm
themselves
already past that
are
part.
way getting priced out
I
now.
was just like, it's depressing to think about painting a car and then spending like 3 times its value on the car.
We did it. We devolved to car talk.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the show, too.
Nice.
Wow, it was a fast hour and a half. You
I
know
don't
that,
hear
right?
anything.
It's right
Yeah,
here.
you will.
It fades in. We did it on
It's called
purpose.
audio engineering. God.
We're playing it out.
Yeah.
playing it
What does
out.
that mean to play us out?
We'll do it live. Yeah.
See? It's playing us out now.
Wow, I hear it.
With the-
It's getting loud, which means it's about to stop. Ah! Okay, bye, everybody.
Just ending every-
Oh, I forgot to hit end.
Stream.
Ah!
It's so chaotic.
Yes. They're going to be like, wow.